How you doing, guys? Use the force, positive mental attitude. You know how we do. Let's drop that camera down. I didn't get it lined up quite right. How you doing, folks? You all right? It's not totally live-o, messed up at the beginning. It's about balance, right? It's not fake it till you make it. It's grow until we flow. You know how we do. So last night when I was laying in bed, it was about early hours this morning. I woke up really early. I watched a load of stuff and it made me realise a few things. I've been wrong about a couple of things, and I wanted to share that today. I wanted to share how I was wrong, what I thought I was wrong, and what that had made me feel and realise moving forward within the revolution, right? Because that's what I'm all about. I'm not looking for a rebellion. I'm not looking just to mindlessly fight anything. I genuinely want a healthy new way, and I know we can get it, right? So, and also what I thought to myself was, I've been doing all my videos, like I just do a one take, because obviously I just want to share me being me. I don't want to cut and edit stuff. I want people to know who I am, right? And as much as that's got its pros and its cons to doing it, especially with the amount of trolls I've been getting, I'm still determined to keep pushing with showing you who I am, why I care. Not like I think I'm anyone special. It's just like, look, I want to make more noise and more fuss, and I want people to know who I am and what I'm about, so that I'm not having my character questioned. My character's here. It's logged for you guys to see. And then I also thought to myself, do you know what? Sod it, I'm going to do it live. I thought I might as well just start doing the live stream instead, because I think you reach different people. Like you can reach, like, the algorithms chuck stuff up because you're doing it live. So that's how we're doing. So what do I want to talk on today? I wanted to mention Julian Assange, right? And I woke up this morning and well, I fell asleep early, right? Woke up at about 1:30, 2 in the morning, and decided I'm just going to go and I was awake. I just wanted some information, so I'm just going to go and have a little butcher's hook on YouTube, see what I can find. One moment. So I went on YouTube, and I found this channel called Journeyman Pictures. Right, I've dropped all the links that I normally do on my normal videos in the link, and I've added this Journeyman Pictures to the description links, right? Because I found a playlist there that is Julian Assange show, right? The Julian Assange show, and the conversations he's having is through the orange lens, right? In fact, it made me realise how little I knew, again, right, and how young the orange lens is. I'm good with being young. I'm always open to learning, and I think we all always should be. So anyway, I woke up this morning and like early hours, and I thought, right, so I went and found this page. And the Journeyman, he had Julian Assange show in there. So I'd seen two of them, right, which was the Cypherpunk show. And again, I have to apologise for being such a dickhead. You know, and I could be wrong, right? Could turn out that, like, the Cypherpunks are something else. But they seem like revolutionary, caring, kind, humane people. And I could be wrong. They could be informers, but as far as I'm aware, I think you're right. And I think I felt bad that I was so, like, I get so passionate, and I don't like the idea of giving up on our world, on giving up and letting these bastards have it. You know, like I said to someone that I was speaking to today, like, the passion and, like, anger I feel is like I've got my ancestors from Scotland standing over my shoulders going, burn them! And mate, you should it came out with my full fury and passion, and yeah, a few people were sat on a bench over behind, and they turned around like, what? What's that nutter talking about? Obviously, I don't want to burn anyone. I don't think anyone should be violent. The police are clearly trying to incite violence. We have got to find tactical ways to oppose that. I think shields is sensible. I'm starting to believe that protesters should turn up with shields with peace signs on them. Whether it says make love not war, whether it says pedo protectors. Oh, hello. Knocking my shit around. Whatever it says, I think we should have shields to protect ourselves. Because those, the bodyguard of whatever you want to call them. We're sidetracking like a motherfucker. I'm not going to do that. I've got a couple of notes, so I'm going to stick to them. Ish. So yeah, woke up Julian Assange. And what were you wrong about, John? You've managed to do like 6 minutes there swerving what you were wrong about. So what I felt wrong about was my absolute disdain and distaste for leaders. Anyone who's watched any of my videos, and there's a few of you, know that I am staunchly anti-leaders, right? Now, I think what I realised in the early hours of this morning, amongst many other things, was that maybe I was being a bit of an extremist about it. And I was like, fuck. Shit, I was going way too far with that, wasn't I? I was going a bit far with it. So anyway, I feel like I was wrong. But where I feel like what I was getting, my sense that I was feeling, that I still feel true to, is the fact that no governing, no sovereign, we should have sovereign governance and there should be no leaders. That I believe. A sovereign government that's sovereign to the people, right? Got no corporate interests, right? None of that. So I was watching, I watched there's 13 videos in this playlist, which I was happy about. And this one conversation he's having, and where's that gone? There it is. It's with a Latin American president, prime minister. Don't know what they call them over there, but it was interesting. Like, you got to watch the video. As I said, I've put the link in the descriptions. It's the last one, right down at the bottom, underneath Russell Brand's, and it was really interesting. What he started talking about was the fact that that's right, I smoke. Subi. So he was talking to this Latin American president, prime minister, and instantly Julian opens on this question, and he's such a he's so informed. He's so informed. I feel so bad he's locked up. Julian Assange needs freeing, and people need to know why. And that's something we also need to be making a fuss about. We need to be making a big noise. Like, innocent, kind truth speakers are being locked down. But I believe he's done so much work already. I had this feeling of elacious joy last night, early hours of this morning. Like this sort of, like, it was like this feeling like, oh shit, he got to speak to the people he needed to before they got him. That's what I think, but who knows, that could be a little bit orange lens. So Julian Assange, and he was talking to this Latin American guy, and he made this, he sort of opened out on this joke, and because they basically, there's this agreement where they're not having an American military base in their country, right? And he made this joke, and he said, well, basically, we turned around to America and just said, look, you know, absolutely, if you want to have an army base here, we should be able to have one in, you know, Miami, right? No. No, that joke in itself, but the reality of the fact that America want military bases everywhere and they don't want them in their own country says a lot about what that particular superpower is doing. But who is that superpower? And are they the superpower? Or are they merely just the representatives of the superpowers? And what are the superpowers? Are they these age-old families that seem to have been owning all resources since humans have been dominated? Maybe. Are they? Is it a bit more nefarious than that? Is it a little bit more fucking out there than that? Maybe. I don't know. But what I do know is change is needed. We're the only ones that are going to do it. So we might as well have a good old go, mightn't we? You know, they say... die trying, right? Let's live doing, right? Let's not die trying. Let's live doing. I think there's a power in that change of phrase, which I spoke with some very interesting people this morning. Hello, how you doing? I spoke with some very interesting people this morning, and word placement was one of the things we were talking about, which peace, and word placement was one of the things we were talking about, and how we use our language. And I was so happy that they were bringing this up, and I'd said something, and I was, to be fair, it was about, this girl was talking about like building a culture and language around revolution, right? And I sort of, I can't remember exactly what it was she'd said to me, but I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if we do. And she just straight away disagreed with me and told me why. And it's so nice when that happens, when people disagree with you, they're open about why, and they give their reason, and you're like, holy shit, yeah, fuck yeah, you got a point. I totally agree with you. We need culture, we need language, we need labels and logos and fashion and shit. Because lots of people are walking around thinking that the government want to do what's best for them, that global interests are not local domination, when they are, when you take time to have a little look. And this is why I promote self-awareness, so we don't go off the deep end and turn into extremists, like I was, right? So like I was saying, I was looking into Julian Assange in the very early hours of the morning. I was watching this playlist on YouTube, and he's speaking to this Latin American guy, and they're talking about America. But what I started realising was, when he was speaking, was how important, what an important role leaders play. Now, I don't believe that the revolution should have a leader. I think it should be full of leaders. And that's where I think I'd got it wrong, and I was going extreme, and I was getting away from something that's really quite important, right? It's the fact that actually one person, be they male or female, child or adult, can fucking motivate and inspire millions of people. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to motivate and inspire a million people. I hardly get any views on my video, which is whatever. It's not about the views, it's about the content. It's about me doing what feels right. And what feels right to me is the fact that what is going on in the world right now feels very wrong. And what feels right is finding out why, and meeting other people that feel like that, and speaking and talking and sharing ideas and growing. We all need to grow. We all need to find a reason, at least one, inside ourselves, why we need to challenge ourselves and grow. Because I believe that the more we do that, the more we're going to realise, shit, I was being an extremist. I was going too far with this no leader thing. Like, I've always thought companies, sure, a company should have a leader, right? It's a boss, right? But when it comes down to governance, I don't believe there should be leaders. And I haven't really changed my mind on that. To me, so I said this to a woman today, and she said something which I absolutely agreed with, because I said, you know, power corrupts. And she went, yeah. And I was like, no. And she was like, well, depends on the person. And absolutely right. We did both then pretty much agree that is a few and a far between at the moment. You know, just based in what we've been groaning, if we don't talk about and think about what I believe has happened, whether it's an accident or not in the education system, right or wrong, it's not, we can do better. What we've been, our mindsets have got us all locked down off of something that clearly isn't what we would all call a pandemic. But I'm sidetracking, diverting, and half forgetting. So anyway, back to the notes. Julian Assange, Latin American president. They had a great conversation. Check it out on YouTube. But what I believe is we need people who speak, who stand, who just want to do good for the sake of good. And good is so, like, realising that, like, half the clothes I wear, really, that's bad. Realising that the car I use is bad. Like, I've known using cars wasn't good anyway. But it's how much responsibility do we take? So I park my car now 5-10 minutes walk from my house, so that it's in a free zone, right? Because you have to pay parking permits and shit around where I'm living at the moment. And I walk more. I use the car for what I have to, like picking up shopping and stuff. Like picking up shopping, that's it pretty much. You know, I'll go and see my friend. But I've got an electric scooter. I've got that for a reason. You know, sure, there's arguments as to what's planet friendly and what's not. Like I said not long ago, if we're living in this society, unfortunately, like it or not, in one way or another, I'm a part of the problem. Just me living here makes me a part of the problem, and I know that. And I had to face that and get over it, because I'm a part of the problem. I've still got things in me that are problematic to good progression, but I'm choosing to work on them. So I hold my hands up and say, I believe I was wrong about leaders, and I was turning into a right extremist with my views on it. And I'm glad I chickadee checked myself so I don't riggedy wreck myself. You know what I'm saying? It's self-awareness, right? This is why I promote self-awareness, right? This is why I say to you, use the force, positive mental attitude. It's not like I'm being some spiritual twat and I just want everybody to be positive and ignore stuff. I also then say, but it's about balance, right? It's not fake it till you make it. It's grow until you flow. And that means knowing that you're wrong. Knowing that wrong and right isn't always a thing. Knowing that perspective is beautiful, but we must keep trying in every way, shape and form. Julian Assange seems like a great man. Maybe there's something I don't know about him and the future will say something different, right? The BBC fucking either was so stupid they didn't know they were raising paedophiles, or they do it on purpose. Who knows? But as far as I'm aware at the moment, Julian Assange is not one of these men. He is absolutely a stand-up human being. And he's been hounded by most governments that people would care to choose to think have their best interests in heart when they don't. So we need leaders. We need people who are going to stand and guide people towards a better future. Just for the sake of good, not for their ego, not because they want a certain position, a certain car, a certain house, a certain lifestyle. It's not that. This is about humanity moving forward. And I believe it's happening regardless. The old ways are hanging on like motherfuckers and they don't want to let go. You know? I get trolls and I don't get much attention. So, jeez, to anyone who does get massive amounts of attention with their, you know, dishing out some hope, right? Help other people evolve, right? Let's offer people the water, lead them to it. They might not drink it, but let's keep leading people to the water of life, right? Truth, honesty, freedom, self-accountability, right? Community, acceptance, compromise, true compromise, you know? So I believe there's a better way, and we all have the opportunity to grab it, right? So I think we should grab it. I said I believe I was wrong about leaders. Let me just say, Bitcoin. Yeah, I had some thoughts on Bitcoin last night. It's definitely an asset class. I'm unsure on some things. I've still got some information to find, so I don't speak too out of turn about that. But I believe that it's still a demonstration of fuck you old way. We're bringing about the new way. It hasn't been done before. You don't know how to stop it because we haven't made it yet. But we're doing it. And I believe that in my heart of hearts. Whatever's happening, we're going to make it. And it's going to be our choice as to how we do all this, you know. We've got to be careful. You know, I'm very aware of the amount of trolls. I've had some very strange experiences in some chat rooms. And I believe that every single movement, bar none, gets infiltrated. So honesty will destroy the infiltrators. Mindfulness will show us them. And even if they manage to fool us for a while, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time. So, fool me once, fool on me. Fool you twice, fool me twice, fool on you. However it works, we can all be fooled. I've been fooled, I've been mugged off. Got mugged going into Bitcoin. Wanted someone to make a music video for me, paid them for it, they didn't do it. It's twice. But I'm not going to be beaten. I'm not going to be like, oh no, this is like, I went and met a group of people this morning. I was prepared to turn up and none of them be there. I was prepared for that. Because I've had some very weird things going on in my life. And it's all very interesting. Analysis is fun, right? You know, like, often, like, people will be like, oh man, you know, I just love to sit in a coffee bar and just watch people go by, right? We enjoy human interaction. We enjoy watching people. Self-awareness takes that even further, right? Self-honesty, self-accountability. Actively changing our minds when we realise we need to, right? Maybe you don't need to, right? Things I'm talking about is based on my life experience, right? So it's limited. It's limited to what living I've done, which is more than some, less than others, right? But what I do know is sharing gets us a long way. So I share. We need self-progression. We need some changes. We need some information gaining. And we do all this. We talk with other people. We challenge our own ideas. We challenge their ideas. We absorb. And we keep going. We've got good things we can do as communities. We need to actively build things. Like, this girl said something so beautiful today, and she was talking about how we need to actively build culture. And the way she said it, mate, I was inspired on the spot. I was just like, yes, oh, I can see it, I can see that, I can see that. Like, it was inspiring. It was actual moves, what we can do. She was talking about actual things. And I was like, this is what I needed to hear. You know, I needed to hear someone else saying this, that, and the other. Whether that's exactly right and whether that will be the thing or what, who knows? But it doesn't matter, we're going to do it. You know? So keep watching this space, people. Viva la revolution. Don't ever give up on yourself. Okay? I'm going to sign out, my friends. Use the force. Positive mental attitude. Be kind with your thoughts. To yourselves like you would for others. Keep loving your hearts for yourselves like you would for others. And let's get it. Get what, John? Awareness, of course. Peace in. Now I've got to try and find the off button. Oh, we don't know where the off button is. Is that it? That's the one. Peace out, folks.